Hearing a lot about really just way too much these days. Bullying, teen suicide, school shootings.
It's just awful. Well, this guy is on a wonderful mission. He's a local man. He's really trying to help kids and prevent these senseless, awful tragedies. And since I Matt Zahan with Zahan's Martial Arts is here with more on this Bully Buster program that you do, and it's in a couple of the school districts right here now in our area, and you just want to expand it more.
Right.
And this is something that's passionate to you. First of all, you served in our...
I'm a veteran in the Navy.
Of our Navy, so thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
You grew up in Akron?
Correct.
And then when you got out of the Navy, you felt like you want to do something. You see the headlines. We're seeing it way too much.
Right. So, I mean, if you look back at 2007, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention said that students or kids in 2007, the suicide rate was 0.9 per 100,000 people or kids. In 2014, it rose to 2.1% per 100,000 kids, which is 425 kids a year. I mean, one's too much, but if we could do anything to help, that's kind of the goal.
And it's increased. I'm doing a series that airs here on Fox 8 starting next week. Suicide among youngsters, teenagers, has increased 136% in just the last 7 years.
Right.
What is that saying? It's just incredible. But these kids, you mentioned this boy in Cincinnati that really second grade, that his story inspired you to do something.
Right. So two years ago, you know, a little boy in Cincinnati, Ohio, who was bullied, committed suicide due to, you know, like I said, being bullied. And you know, the point of this program is 12 ways for kids to handle bullies without fighting. You know, that's another thing, you know, kids get into fights. It only does two things. One, it's going to get you in trouble. One, it's going to get you hurt. And if, you know, you can learn to love yourself, and you're not going to like everybody in life, but you know what? It doesn't mean you have to disrespect people. If we can work on a way to educate kids to love themselves and others, that's the best way to help stop bullying.
I think that's hard, Todd. You have 3 boys, and I think like when your kids get shoved or someone pushes them, sometimes as parents we say, well, shove them back or push them back, because you don't want to fight with fighting, but then you also don't want them to be the kid that walks away, because then sometimes they're the kids that are picked on the most.
Exactly. And we had that issue.
Like, what do you do with your 3 boys?
I just try to tell them, listen, just talk to them as best you can. I go, if you hit somebody, you're always the guy that's going to get caught no matter what. You're going to get in trouble. So it's not worth that effort. Like you said, you're either going to get caught or you're going to get hurt.
Right.
Talking about some of the programs now, so this is, what are these kids doing, kind of yelling back and forth?
Right. So this is one of the steps in the Bully Buster. You know, a way to get attention is to scream or yell if you're cornered. So we actually do a little teamwork building exercise where the kids have a ki competition. In karate, we call it a ki, where we scream. Yeah. So you like Bruce Lee in the old days, like, kind of, you know, but a little bit different.
Let's talk about those 12 steps. I want to put some on the screen and kind of have you run through them real quick, because we don't have a ton of time. But just to talk about things. Making friends, using humor. Can I run through them real quick?
Yeah, so you make friends with the bully. You know, bullies usually don't have a lot of friends. Use humor, you know, to diffuse the situation. Using your imagination, making up something funny, you know, to get the bully to leave you alone. Walking away is always a big one. Ignoring them. Agreeing, this is a huge one. You know,
that is good. So if they say something nasty to you, just agree.
Just agree with them. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
let it bounce off you.
I'm a dork. Okay.
Yeah, what are they gonna do about that? Like, they'll move on to the next person. You know, if they want attention. But you got, you know, refuse to fight, stand up, scream, yell, use authority. Another big problem I talk about this year in year 2 is, you know, all these kids video recording. Yes. You know, all it takes is one punch and a kid can die. So if you sit there and see something break out, go tell somebody. Right. You know, you might be that one person. You might be a hero. It's better than World Star. You know, I'd rather you sit there and go help stop an event.
Well, unfortunately, that's what kids do now.
Exactly.
They reach for their cell phone to video it instead of telling somebody.
Right. And it's just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Why would you do that? You know, when you could be a hero and stop a fight.
And now they're finding too, you can get in trouble for doing that too. If you're not doing something to help. Now laws are changing, kind of adjusting to social media and phones and stuff. So do the right thing. Put down your phone and help somebody, or get in between them. Try to help.
Do something, you know, and the biggest thing is, you know, the biggest way to stop bullying, my big talk this year is, you know, those things that are rising in social media, supremacy, racism. Biggest way to stop those issues, be a team. If everybody backs each other up, you can stop so many problems.
Isn't that true?
It's true, and that was one of my biggest things in the Navy, you know, be a team.
So there's some hands-on things too that are involved. I know you're going to be the helper.
Yes, so if someone grabs you, and that stuff like that happens, I mean, this is great information, especially for women, young girls out there. So what do you do?
Stand up real quick, we'll show them. Yes. So, you know, I teach the kids, you know, blocks the first year. Second year, I teach them, you know, what do you do if somebody comes up and grabs you? So you don't want to teach violence, you know, we don't want them to punch anybody in the face. But if somebody comes up, they grab you, how do you get away? Go ahead. So you step back and just pull out right at the weak point, just like that. If somebody grabs you in the other
show the
end,
weak point too. We'll try and get it.
So you got wherever the thumb and fingers come together. You know, that's the side of the hand. You step back to off balance your opponent. Got the thumb and fingers, just pull your hand out right that
And
direction.
that's easy.
It's
So
perfect. If
then-
you go the other side, boom, same thing. If somebody grabs both hands, twist up, pull just like that. And if somebody grabs two hands on top, you go right towards
Grab
those
your
thumbs
hand and then just
pull
use
up.
both to pull up.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
maybe-
just awesome.
Simple.
She's a black belt.
All right.
Right.
No,
Got it.
actually, he is.
There you go.
He's very close, all right?
I've been training in some Kempo, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and my boys took it as well, and that's one of the things that I said. Hey, you're going to need to defend yourself some point. So,
Right.
take a martial art. It's such a great thing for discipline and for just great confidence as well. And the kids
Empowers you, right?
It does. And so, and the people who are learning from your seminars are going to learn some of that stuff too.
Right, of course. And, you know, that's the biggest thing. You know, karate doesn't just teach self-defense; it teaches the life skills. You know, helping build focus, discipline, confidence, all those things. So that's kind of the goal of everything.
I think what you're going in there and talking to these kids and giving them just that empowerment, so knowing to scream, knowing to act those things out. Because if you teach them, that's one thing, but having them do it and role play really helps them. So then if they're ever in that situation, God forbid, that can help. So if you're maybe involved in your kid's school or an educator, get in touch with him because
Please.
we really should see you in all the school districts.
I appreciate that.
So we posted a link on our website, fox8.com. You can get a hold of Sensei Matt and organize this. Get him in your school, get him to talk, help the Bully Buster program.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate
I like it. We
Thank
got to
you.
come together and do this. We really do.
Right.
We do.
Yeah.
Have to help all these kids.
Everybody, can we do something fun for the camera?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, what do we
do a little key out?
Yeah, can we do a key? I don't want a microphone. All right, just
Well, I don't know
scream
what
from
that
your
is,
stomach,
so-
just the letter I. You say, "Ay."
All right?
Go ahead.
Aye!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey!
Yeah, I love it.
That's great. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.